Bang. I ain't taking nothing but win.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the MLB Week 20 Power Ranking 15. Doing this late on a Tuesday night. Didn't have a chance to do it last night on a Monday when I usually do it, but here I am. So there's some games already, some series already started. This one take effect for this Power Ranking 15. So, recap some of the series. Yankees lost 3 out of 4 to the Red Sox. The Mets beat the Braves 2 out of 3. Some key series. And then the Phillies took 2 out of 3 from the Nationals. I think that the Astros took 2 out of 3. No, the Astros lost 2 out of 3 to the Royals, I believe. No, the Astros won 2 out of 3. Okay. The Astros took 2 out of 3 from the Royals. The Blue Jays lost 2 out of 3 to the Marlins, I believe. I think I lost 2 out of 3. They won Friday. I will be doing the football show. College football show week 1 picks or predictions will be up tomorrow. I think that will be up. I'll do that tomorrow. So check that out. This will be the Iron Sheet retrospective on the wrestling through the years with myself, Doug, Daniel, and maybe Cliniff. So check that out. And then I'll do the other plugs a little later after I need it. As I said, Mets took 2 out of 3 Braves. Dodgers lost 2 out of 3 to the Padres. The Padres get revenge in that series. Tigers took 2 out of 3 from the Royals. Those are the key series that happened. Guardians and Rangers. I think the Guardians lost 2 out of 3. When teams combined will be Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and then for the hour of power, and then the showdown will be September 3rd. I'll announce the matchups a little later. The Rangers took out from the Guardians. The Guardians have fallen flat in their face again. Yeah, that's it right for that. Let's see. Will be 20. Coming at number 15 this week, those Cleveland Guardians moved from number 13 to 15. They dropped 2 spots. Went 1-5 this week, 64 and 65 in the season. Dropped to third place in the Central. So there was no other team worthy of replacing them, so I kept them in the top 15. I don't know they're a weird team. 1 week, for 2 weeks they're good, and then 2 weeks they're bad, and I just a lot of teams this year. The Yankees, same thing. So that's a lot of teams this year. Even the Phillies are that way. You went 5-1 this week, they'll probably get swept by the Mets. They can't win in Queens to save their life. I don't know. They can't win in Queens. So it is what it is. We get swept, we get swept. I think Guardians won't make the playoffs. They were sellers at the deadline, so and they've fallen to third place. The Royals have taken over second. Finally, the Royals have risen to second place in that division, which I expected. I thought they'd win that division. I really thought the Royals were going to win that division, but second place is. I think they stick and win the wild card. Wild card in the AL is going to be interesting. So Cleveland Guardians 1-5 this last week, 54-65 in the season. They'll probably be out of the top 15 next week, or they'll probably be like number 12 next week. Who knows? New York Mets stay at number 4 this win. 3-3 again. So they're 6-6 the last 2 weeks. So they stay at number 14. Lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals. Win 1, 2 out of 3 from the Braves. So I can't move them up. They lost to the Nationals at home, but beat the Braves in Atlanta. So. And they're currently beating the Phillies again, 5-3 in the 6th inning. They won last night 13-3. So, yeah, the Mets own the Phillies in Queens at Citi Field. Yeah, that's just disheartening as a Phillies fan to admit that. But yeah, the Mets own us. The Mets are our daddy at Citi Field. So, yeah, the Demons are still on our shoulders at the Citi Field until we get that monkey off their shoulders. I don't know. We can win the game in Citi Field this year. Tomorrow is the last game at Citi Field, and then we have 4 at Citizens. Yeah, the Mets have been playing better. 6-6 the last 2 weeks is okay. After tonight's win, they'll be 5 games back. Hoping the Phillies salvage their sweep tomorrow and go back to 6 going to the weekend. But they both have 4-game series. Mets have the Marlins coming to town, and the Phillies go back home to face the Braves before. So it's crucial that the Phillies take at least 1 game in this series. I don't expect them to win this series, but we'll see. It's disheartening to see this. So Kansas City, 4-3 this week. Second place, 67-64. They're still behind in the wild card. They're 4 games back from the Heat, from Seattle in the wild card. So, number 12, the New York Yankees lost 3 out of 4 to the Yankees. Lost 3 out of 4 to the Red Sox and 1-2 against the Rays. So they won at George Steinbrenner's Field in Tampa Bay, and then they come home and lay an egg, 3 straight eggs against the Red Sox, including that debacle of a game on Saturday, which I watched in laughter. 9th inning, Red Sox batted around and scored 7, won 12-1. It was great to see. But as you know, I'm a Red Sox fan. It's my American League team, so and I hate the Yankees with passion. So it was fun to see. But yeah, Yankees went 3-3. They had 2-game series against Tampa Bay and 4-game series against the Red Sox. Number 11, so the Yankees stay at number 12. Number 11, the Cincinnati Reds. They stay at number 11. They went 3-3 too. They beat. Who did they beat? Let me see. They beat last week. The Cincinnati Reds beat. I think they took 12 from the Angels. 12 from the Angels. And then they lost 12-3 to the Diamondbacks. Yeah. Then 1-12-3 from the Angels, lost 12-3 to the Diamondbacks. Go figure, right? Lost the Red Sox. Also went 3-3. 3 of them, 3 wins were against the Yankees. And then I think they lost to the Orioles. Lost 12-3 to the Orioles. And they're having a rematch this week in Baltimore. And they won the first game last night, and they won the second game tonight. So yeah, they go to Baltimore and get the revenge. So a lot of teams 3-3 this week. Coming at number 9, the Seattle Mariners. They continue to fall. 2-4 again this week. 4-8 in the last 2 weeks. They have fallen on not hard times, but they have fallen. They have fallen in the division race. They are currently 1.5 games out. They're only 1.5 games out because Houston's struggling too. So Seattle comes back home and they're still struggling. I don't know what happened to Houston. Houston, Seattle. That division is whack. Coming in at number 7, the Chicago Cubs. They had a rare 5-game series against the Brewers and won 4 out of 5. No, 4 out of 5. They take 4 out of 5 from the Brewers. They won. I think they won 4 out of 5. It was a doubleheader. It was supposed to be last Monday, the doubleheader, and the Brewers won 7-0, and then the doubleheader was on Tuesday, which is Cubs swept. And then they won on Wednesday, and then they won on Thursday, and then the Brewers won on Thursday. So they went 3-2 against the Brewers. Now they are they are still 5.5 games out as of today. So I think the Brewers have that pretty much on lock. Blue Jays are 4.5. Detroit is 10.5, so that's pretty much over. Seattle's 1.5. The Phillies are 6.5, probably 5 after tonight. As I said, the Cubs are 5.5 back from the Brewers. So that's the only division race that's pretty much over is Detroit 1, and maybe the Brewers. They're 5.5. Brewers have been struggling lately. Ever since that winning streak, they struggled. But Chicago played well. Chicago went 6-2 this week. Are they back in the Central race? We'll see. Depends on what the Brewers do in the next couple weeks. I think they have one more matchup in Milwaukee. One more series. Coming at number 6, the Los Angeles Dodgers. 3-4, lost 2 out of 3 to the Padres. That race is tighter than I expected. One game going into tonight. They went 3-4, 74-57. Dropped 2 spots from number 4 to number 6. So they're outside the top 5 this week. Coming at number 5 is those San Diego Padres that beat the Dodgers 3 out of 4, 2 out of 3. Went 5-2 last week. 74-57, tied with the Dodgers. As I went into this week, these records are after Sunday. So, but currently the standings is Dodgers are up 1 game. So, but as of this after Sunday, they were tied. So, yeah, so the Dodgers swept them last weekend. The Padres took 2 out of 3 this weekend in San Diego. So, and the Phillies just went 3 out. They went 1, 2, 3, and yeah, they're making the Mets bullpen look like great bullpen. I don't know. Philly Dolphins can't get to this bullpen. The Phillies might be. They can't win in Queens. For some reason, they can't win in Citi Field. They're 0-8 in the last 8 games. 0-8 in the last 8 games at Citi Field, including last year's playoff. They just can't win at Citi Field. The Mets, for some reason, just own them. They just own us. I just don't get it. Don't get it. So, hopefully, if we lose tonight, we salvage the series tomorrow and go up 6 games going into the weekend. So, they would only gain 1 game. If we take 1 game in this series, they only gain 1 game. So, they somehow come back in this game and then win tomorrow, then they don't gain anything. So, speaking of those Phillies, coming at number 4, 5-1 last week, swept the Mariners, took 2 out of 3 to the Washington Nationals. They should have won the Friday night's game, but they should have went 6-0. Yeah, had a good week last week. Starting off bad this week. Got crushed last night, 13-3. That game exploded in our face. Sanchez after that balk, it unraveled after that. And I had a feeling after that balk, he couldn't get anybody out, and it just unraveled after that. The bullpen kept giving up runs. Jordan Romero went on the IL today with a middle finger contusion or whatever it was. Just DFA the guy. I expect Andrew Painter and Jordan Crawford to be up next week, on September 1st when they expand the rosters to 28. Hopefully those two come up, and hopefully those two will make a difference. Maybe Painter will be in the rotation, maybe not. Jordan Crawford, not Jordan Crawford. Crawford, now I don't know his name. Is it Jordan? I don't know. Let's see. I feel like it is Jordan, but I don't know. Let's see. Justin Crawford, my turn. Number 3 prospect in our system. So I expect him to come up. I expect Andrew Painter to be caught up. And I'm hoping both them have impacts on this roster because we need it. Speedy recovery to Zach Wheeler, probably my favorite pitcher in the game. Out for the season, he's gonna have surgery, had a blood clot near his arm, so that's scary. Thoughts and prayers for him, and hopefully we see him next year. Hopefully we don't see the last of him, and he doesn't retire. If he does, I respect that because that's a serious condition. But we'll see. A lot of pitchers who had that haven't come back strong. Matt Harvey and Steven Strasburg come to mind, but Zach Wheeler to fight. Zach Wheeler is a gamer, and he will not go out like that, even if he has to struggle next year. We hope we don't, but next year is I think expected to be his last year. I think, or up to 2027. So if he retired, he's retiring in 2 years anyway. So it would his health is more important. His long term health is more important than he has kids. So blood clot is nothing to look over. So speedy recovery to Zach Wheeler. Coming at number 3, the Toronto Blue Jays went 3-3 this week. They had a tough weekend against. No, they won by 3 in the morning. Who did they lose to? Blue Jays. Blue Jays. Who did they lose to? Checking here. Oh, they lost to the Rangers. No, the Rangers. They lost. What did I find out? They lost to the Pirates. No, they lost 2-3 to the Pirates and won 2-3 from the Marlins. So 3-3 last week. They dropped number 2 to number 3. Milwaukee Brewers out of the number 1 spot for the first time in 2 weeks. Dropped from number 1 to number 2. Had a bad week. Had a tough series against the Cubs. They salvaged the last game and they won the first game of the 5-game series. They had a doubleheader in that tough week last week, and then they lost 2-3 to the Giants at home. So first tough week in a while for the Brewers. So they moved number 2. And number 1, the Detroit Tigers, 5-1 this week, 78-54, moving up from number 3. I think they deserve this spot. They had a good week. Let's see. Had a good week. They beat the Royals, the second place team. Who else did they beat? They beat the Houston Astros. So they beat 2 playoff. They beat the playoff team. They beat a division winner, a division leader, and they beat the team behind them. So they had a good week, 5-1. Swept the Astros, I believe. Yeah, they swept the Astros and took 2-3 from the Royals. So 5-1. They deserve the spot back at number 1. And I think the Tigers are probably the best team in the American League. They have a 10.5 game lead on the Royals after taking 2-3. So they deserve this spot, number 1. Let's see. And we announced the matchup for an hour. Yeah. The matchup for the hour power. Episode 4 is Celebrity Deathmatch vs. Pee-wee's Playhouse. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure vs. Speed Racer. Life and Times of Jumper Lee vs. Blueface Pokemon vs. Teen Titans in the main event. For the showdown on September 3rd, Samurai Pizza Cat vs. Candy, Huckleberry Home Show vs. Adventure Time, Pup named Scooby-Doo vs. Flintstone Kid, Courage the Cowardly Dog versus Muppet Baby. So that's for When Teams Combine channel. Check that out on YouTube.com. That's When Teams Combine for Hour Power on Saturday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and then Showdown every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Remember to check that out live this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Wrestling Through the Years, the Iron Sheik retrospective. Check that out this Friday night. We were supposed to do it last week, but schedule conflict came up, so yeah. And we'll be doing it this week. I think Clarence might be back this week, so we'll find out then. And then for Unscripted Sports Show, I'll be doing the college football that will drop. That will be up tomorrow. I might do it after this and then post it and then have it pre-recorded live tomorrow at noon. So it'll be recorded live recorded, whatever you want to call it. And then it's Thursday at 3 p.m. I think we're gonna do myself, my brother, and Glenn will be back for the NFL preview show, previewing the 32 teams and giving our prediction for the season and week 1. That will be probably dropped on Thursday night. We do it at 3 p.m. and then I'll drop it later that evening. Maybe even do pre-recorded live. That way, I haven't decided if we're going to do that. Maybe. So that's, and then check out Dizzle99 with Daniel's gaming channel. I'll probably join some game since I got Nintendo Switch, so I'll probably join his gaming channel with some gaming. And then Sunday for the Statcast with MoneyE and Daniel. So for MoneyE, later. Mm-hmm.